Norwich City in the green and yellow. How nice to see two sides wearing their home kits. So John Moss blows his whistle and the players take a knee. Jermaine, that's been such a powerful message. I mean, I'm sure the time will come when that stops being part of the pre-match for Jermaine this season. I mean, you see Manchester United at this stage of the FA.
He shows he's a special player.
Here's Fred, who was in pretty good form before lockdown. Cleared
that type of way without the ball.
McTominay finding a little bit of...
And I think that's a process that I personally respect.
Well, has it here for Norwich City. Pulls it back, little touch on, doesn't quite come to... Curled in towards Harry Maguire. Maguire's lead, and Krul is... Darlow here. McLean with the... Cult status. Bruno Fernandes swinging in. Ighalo waiting. Tim Closer away from Buendia. Bruno Fernandes hit Tete off Darlow and fallen nicely for Rupp. Buendia couldn't. Still only really Pukki in the middle, and he couldn't find him. Maguire jabs it all. First time nicely to Lingard. Well, and Buendia charge into the penalty area. It'll be headed away. Clearance. McTominay's flick, Ighalo on the turn. Aarons, that was ambitious.
Commit men forward, understandable, I suppose. They want to stay in the game. And from a Manchester United point of view, other than one or two passes forward from Fernandes, been disappointed in them going forward.
I just think that Norwich, they seem to be getting a lot of joy down the left-hand side. If they do get down it, then just get it in the box as early as you can. Try and get them turned, try and put Manchester...
I mean, they're doing that quite well.
Bruno Fernandes with purpose into Mata, well defended in, and now Norwich advance with McLean. McLean hits it! Well, over the top again. A little lower than the last one.
No, they've done everything right here. When Mata's complaining, thinking he should have got a free kick, I don't. It's a good challenge. And he's thinking, who can I find? And it just didn't quite open.
Fans had to swallow it up.
Well, Maguire's head is dropping to McTominay. And
there's a problem behind McTominay and Fred.
Shaw did well. Aarons jabs it away. There's a Mata in the middle. Mata's little cushioned header intended for Lingard, driven by Fred.
To kind of do it the other way around. And I totally understand, for both managers that...
This is Cantwell who's down for Norwich.
Yeah, I think he's just been caught by Maguire.
Yeah.
It's unintentional. Maguire's eyes are on the ball, obviously. If you look at his right or left foot,
just he's slipping, wasn't he, as well?
I think he's just caught him on the side of his foot. Can be painful, those.
Also, doesn't particularly look like scoring. Foul by Fred. Taking on Lingard. Maguire only half away. Buendia on the tumble. Pukki's in the middle. Rupp is arriving. Cantwell too. Fred's down. They run inside the area. Cantwell only half away. And over the top to a close. Much to ponder for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. If it wasn't for a Harry Maguire block, Norwich might even have snatched the lead right at the end of that half, as the shot was driven by Rupp, blocked by Maguire. At the moment, which would suggest that someone might have been caught short, but Bruno Fernandes is last onto the field of play. So Manchester United in the second half, 45 minutes. Corner kick played back to Darlow, who's over Cantwell, nice, and he's got himself in the box here. Cantwell looked in guard. Well tracked by Rupp.
Manchester United, so the right things were said.
Juan Mata, Bruno Fernandes.
A man that we know can come onto the pitch, Paul Pogba, and make a massive difference with the...
Taking on Buendia. Mata trying to help it on. Ighalo's there! And he continues his record of having scored in every Manchester United game in which he started. Ighalo pokes home from close range, and Manchester United lead at Carrow Road in this FA Cup quarter-final.
And that right there is the attraction and the beauty of Odion Ighalo, the right place, right time type of striker. Doesn't always have to be involved in the game.
Here he is, Jesse Lingard. It's a chance here. Deflecting up. Ighalo, the goal scorer, looking to turn Godfrey. Fred.
His eyes are always fixed on the ball, and in that type of situation there, it's just about good contact. 'Cause he's that close to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's going to struggle to stop it anyway. He almost hits it straight at him, and that's why it's so difficult. Good contact.
Aaron's now. Outside, Lingard fizzed in with pace. Sure would be one of those coming off, with Williams coming on. Going off as well. So Ighalo stays out there.
Jim, where he probably prefers to be, scores a lot of goals for this Norwich side in that position. And he's actually been one of their better performers today. We've actually played reasonable as a team, but he's stood out quite a bit.
Well, we thought Ighalo might be going off in all that. He's just going to whack on the assassin. I don't think anyone's called Mike Phelan the baby-faced assistant. Off inside the area of Buendia. Little step over. 3 red shirts. Fizzed in with good pace. Oh! He's actually headed it off the line, Godfrey. I think it was going in, and Godfrey inadvertently has kept the ball out of the back of the Manchester United net.
Wow. Well, there was nothing he could do about it if that's exactly what happened, but...
Cantwell hits it well. Oh, great goal. It's a wonderful strike. Todd Cantwell has levelled it up for Norwich City. First goal conceded by Manchester United in the FA Cup this season, and it's a real beauty from Todd Cantwell.
Well, I mentioned that I think he's been the best player for Norwich tonight. And what a strike at Spurs, as you said, completely changed the game. His link up with Fernandes.
Pogba could take a return if Greenwood pulls it back. He's gone for goal himself. Worked it beautifully, right foot to left.
Just waiting for the net that's the bulge there, aren't you? You know what he wants to do here, Mason Greenwood. Wants to get it onto his favourite left side, but he's trying to create...
Nice little 1-2 with Buendia. Dimic in the middle. Romero came. Go. Nicely done. Oh, Pogba, good save by Krul. Greenwood. And hit by Bruno Fernandes, and trying to adjust his body to get a head on it, Paul Pogba.
Yeah, he's trying to say he didn't touch it. He knows full well he did. He was actually right to go for it. Yes, it takes a huge deflection, but you can see him just pull off the back of Godfrey there, and he's not far off.
Rashford, oh, good save.
As strong as he needed to be.
Here's Martial, trying to work something. It's Pogba. Pogba hit it, and Krul. Rashford with width. Lovely ball that. Rashford. And now Rashford again, driven blocked by Aarons. Luke Shaw. And over the top from Bridge, have everyone back as you'd expect. Bruno Fernandes spins it in. Maguire! Oh! Brilliant save. Brilliant save by Tim Krul.
That's another big save from Tim Krul. They think this is in. Heading towards the corner. Comes flying out of nowhere, Tim Krul to...
Oh, lovely angle landmark from Pogba, Ighalo, and it's fallen to Maguire, who scores, and Manchester United are surely into the semi-final of the FA Cup. The pressure has told, and Norwich finally have cracked, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thinks he has a semi-final to look forward to, and Harry Maguire has scored the goal that will surely settle this tie.
Yeah, all that pressure from United finally gets them the goal.
When you're kind of slightly more cautious approach.
It's like a training ground game.
Yeah.
Man United have been dreadful They've never got out of first gear. There's no threat in behind. There's no urgency. Everything's too slow. Everything's in front of Norwich. Nothing's gone in behind at all. Far too easy for the defence of Norwich. Yeah. And I think Norwich have been the better team. If only they had a little bit more belief in themselves, they should be winning this game.
It's hard to have belief in yourself when you're that far adrift at the bottom of the Premier League table, I suppose. It's natural that confidence will possibly be low.
Yeah, it will be, yeah. And like Al, I'm sure he's going to point out, but I still feel that they've had the kind of opportunities. And even that one there at the end with Rupp, I still think he's had a poor game. I'd have liked to have seen Hernandez maybe starting, maybe Ida. They need somebody up front who's going to really start to run and test Man United, because I think they are there for the taking.
Yeah. It's interesting though, Man United on a great run, and then obviously they've been struggling that first half there. I mean, it's still early, they still could well win this game, but making 8 changes, just a possible break in momentum? Or?
Yeah, you might have to make a couple of changes now just to inject some energy and belief into that Man United team, because as I said, far too slow. They've got to realise this is the quarter-final of the FA Cup. They just haven't started yet.
OK, well, we're looking at Timo Pukki. We talked about him before the game. He hasn't scored a goal in open play since